Hey, today we're going to go visit Ybor City. It's an easy day trip from Anna Maria and Sarasota. Let's find out about this historic vintage city, home of the Spanish community in Tampa. And just look at that. Welcome. It says welcome to Ybor City. I love that grill. It must have been created like in 1880. Today we're going to visit Ybor City in Tampa. On the left is one of the most famous restaurants in the Tampa area called the Columbia. I believe it was built in 1905. Home for great Spanish cuisine. Now we're going along a main boulevard here in Ybor City. You're seeing a lot of cigar stores, taverns, hip restaurants, and boutiques. It's fun to come visit Ybor City. And it's kind of nice to see a little romance in the air. People holding hands as they stroll down a romantic date here in Ybor City. I like that mural to the left. And coming up on the left is a vintage bookstore. Coming up on the left is the Acropolis restaurant. If you like Greek food, try the food at the Acropolis. There's a tattoo store and also a nice little place that's a convenient food mart. They advertise the best Cubans in Tampa and Ybor City. I kind of disagree, but check them out anyway. And this is a cool place for brunch. The Galley, Gaspar's Grotto, especially on the Sunday. I kind of enjoy the brunch. I like these vintage brick buildings here. Coming up on the left is an Italian restaurant, and then here's a Ybor cigar store. Listen to the authentic Cuban music as you stroll down the main drag here in Ybor City. Nothing original there except the architecture. That's a SunTrust Bank building. There's an ATM if you need it. And they limit chain stores, but there is a Buffalo Wings. That's a #1 night spot called Prana. They also have an outdoor deck there. You can see it. It's starting to, you know. And here's a fun place, a tequila bar and taqueria. I like the New Orleans, Louisiana type architecture here. Look at the wrought iron and the festive lights here at the Blue Devil Tattoo. And this building was established over a century ago. There's also a nice cafe bar there too. Sometimes you can watch hand-rolled cigars being constructed. Special here at the King Corona Cigar Company. Smell that tobacco. When it comes to original names, you can't beat the Honey Pot. And I love the architecture. Look at the deco colors, the greens, yellows, and reds. Here in the afternoon, but this place is really happening at night. But if I did the video at night, you want to be able to see the gorgeous, authentic architecture here in Ybor City. I like the bustling activity here in Ybor City. On the left, some kind of weird bar. There's also a place for decent pizza, New York style of course, tattoo parlor. And look at the great architecture of the New Orleans type wrought iron and these very interesting boutiques and souvenir stores. On the left is Centro Ybor. It's a small shopping mall adjacent to the district where there's also, I think, 10 movie theaters. Cute little Ybor Supermarket. And you know something, business must be good for the tattoo artist. Yet another place to change your skin to multiple colors. Over there is Habibi or Habibi. Either way, it's a cafe and hookah bar. And a cute little pizza joint with some Halloween fixtures, carved Indian. Coming up on the left is authentic Carmine's, a great place to eat here in Ybor City. They have classic Cuban food and a very eclectic menu. Demi's Market is a fun place to visit too. Spot 2 called the Blind Tiger, a good place for coffee, tea, and treats. I like that name, Dirty Shame. This used to be home to the Naviera coffee mills. Still is. Part of visiting Ybor City is checking out the Columbia restaurant. I love looking at the twisted columns and the beautiful ceramic tile here. But even better than the architecture is the food. Try the chicken, the paella, and the Cuban sandwiches. Outdoor dining is a popular activity in Ybor City too. There are also some low rent features too. Like look at that place for tattoos and piercings. King Corona Cigars, a good place for cigars, hand rolled as well. And coming up is a theater where you can hear concerts. Small restaurants, some nightlife, Southern Lights. Coming up is Bricks. It's a good place for food, coffee, and drinks. And these are some very attractive historic homes. I like the gingerbread effect garnishing the porches. And there is a beautiful Ybor Art Studio, sponsored by the Tampa Parks and Recreation. Tampa in Ybor City also has some great streetcars. Look at this one coming up this boulevard here in Ybor City. Over there is a fun place to watch sports on TV. It's Gaspar's Grotto. There's an outdoor bar, a nice indoor restaurant with nice brick walls. They also have a great brunch there. If you like comedy, check out the Improv Comedy. Yeah, there's a lot of Cuban food in Ybor City, but there's other choices too. There's Italian. Over there is the James Joyce Irish pub. Coming up and left is a nice little park here in Ybor City. A great place for a stroll or to contemplate your thoughts. A nice statue honoring the immigrants who helped settle the Ybor City area. Not often can you go to a park and see a rooster. And over on the right, that's the Ybor Museum. Look at the museum entrance. I hope you enjoyed your tour of Ybor City with me today.